Good blessed Saturday morning, June the 19th, 2021. It's about 11:33 a.m. I was just checking out the news and talking to a lot of people about their responses to the bill that was passed, making June 19th a federal holiday, Juneteenth, the actual day that the last slaves, I believe, in Gallatin, Texas, was freed. Most people in the country celebrate Independence Day, July the 4th. But if you do your history, and sometime, like Martin Luther King said, to get enemies, you don't have to declare war, just say what you think. When you utter out the truth, some people don't like it, but I believe in July the 4th, 1776, when the harvest was being celebrated, the people that were celebrated, they didn't do, or their children's or their families didn't do no labor. They used free labor from the people that they brought over here, which is blacks from Africa in 1619 on the Mayflower. Like Martin Luther King said, you don't have to declare war. To declare war, you don't have to declare war, however it go, but all you have to do is just say what you think. It's an honor to me for them to recognize, the Independence Day, June 19th. I think it was in 1765, I believe it was. I could be wrong. But I'm looking at a few things. That's a start, just like it was a start. Some people still is celebrating Christopher Columbus. But if you look at Christopher Columbus' history, I don't even have to say it. I repeated it a lot of times when Christopher Columbus and his crew came over here in, I believe it was 1492. They didn't come over here in peace. They came over here robbing, raping, and killing. That's a fact. And it's another thing that I want to show y'all. I'm over here on the near north side, Cabrini Green, where I grew up at. And to me, it's just, it's hurting to see these row houses, the last of the projects. It was projects here, but you see nice buildings all around. Once upon a time, the people that's in control, they packed us in these places like this here, Cabrini Green. It was these row houses which I grew up in, and there was red projects here. Way down there it was white. It was white and red projects. But none of these buildings here wasn't around. And I got to keep it real now. You had a few whites that lived over here, a few Spanish, but a lot of families that lived over here, we was actually, families of the military. My dad and a lot of other peoples we grew up around. You can see that sign that says Cleveland. That's the street I grew up on. On to the right of that sign, on the right side of the building, maybe about 2 or 3 houses down, on the building to the far left. We grew up there, 860 North Cleveland. This is Locust Street here, Locust and Huxton. But the reason why I'm saying this here, they didn't. I got to keep it real. they didn't want blacks to come nowhere out of this particular area, because going anywhere farther from here, a few miles away from here, you have the downtown, what they call the Gold Coast. And I want to show you something. This, where these trees is at, that was what we used to call Huxton Playground. 99.99% was black. Now that they done closed these down, tore down the projects, and moved blacks and scattered them, some of everywhere. There go a helicopter. I hope they ain't following me. I hope I'm not getting in the wrong territory. You know, normally when helicopters fly around here, somebody with a gun, or, you know, now when we was all blacks living over here, we didn't have them. We didn't have the helicopters flying around. But I just want to show you something that it hurts me. Even though this is Juneteenth, in this playground now that we call Huxton Playground, I want y'all to take a look. You don't see not one black family. You don't see not one black child. You see what I'm saying? And then as I walk past, I'm going to be honest with you, people going to be watching, because when me and my daughters and grandchildren come around here into this park and play, where I show them where we grew up at, people, there's not people of color, I got to be honest, they look at us like we screens, like we can't come in. This is a public park. They have one like that down there in Charleston, Missouri, that's the same way. You wouldn't believe in 2021 that's what's happening. Like I said, you know, if you look, you don't see not one black child, not one black family. But once upon a time, they didn't want to be over here. When I say they, I got to keep it 100% real. Whites didn't want to be over here. They wanted us packed in this. And we lived good in these here. Now, you got some different breeds that shoot and kill each other. I mean, they were shooting and killing when I was coming up, but not the way they doing now. But I just want you to just check and see how they did the park. You know, like I said, you don't see nothing black in there. And I don't want nobody to think I'm being racist. I'm just being 100% real. Right here, we used to have what they, it was like back here, it was all we had was a sandbox. We didn't have all this stuff here. We had a sandbox, a field house with ping pong table in it. You know, we had a few swings, and none of our stuff was modern like this. They even got a porta potty in there. Right here, we used to have what we called it was water sprinklers in a basketball court. And down a little bit farther where they done made a tennis court, we used to play softball and baseball right here. Where you see these two guys playing basketball. We used to play baseball. This used to be the basketball court here. This building here, the nuns used to stay there. They tore it down and they turned them into condominiums. They moved the nuns up out of here, you know, and made it condominiums. But this is what they left for us, for black folks, that is. You know, this is what they left. These have been closed for some decades. If you can see all the way down to the very end where that van is at, that side of the street, like I said, is the only side of the street that's open. It hurts me, you know what I mean? You know why we passing them bills? Let me see if I can see good enough to turn this back over, y'all, because the sun is shining pretty hard. But if we can pass all them bills, you know, these things been closed up for decades. I know what they waiting on. They waiting on to tear them down so they can do the same thing here. To make sure, and I got to keep it 100% real, to make sure no blacks don't live over here. At least no blacks that can't afford to live in these things that they got over here. Do you see right there? They study building. They subject to build up to the sky if they could, to try to get up there, to think they can reach heaven. When I say they, if the shoe fit, wear it. I'm just keeping it 100% real. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes, people don't want to speak their mind. I have white friends, Spanish friends, and they know that I'm far from a racist. I just keep it 100% real. This don't make no sense. This been like this here for decades. And it's owned by the Chicago Housing Authority, I think. I think the Chicago Housing Authority still have this here. But one thing about it, let me see if I got back to me. There we go. I did it on instinct. But I'm just showing y'all something that, to think about. This is happening all around this country. And the voices that people that study depending on, them voices don't care nothing about this here, what I just showed y'all. They'll tell y'all I'm a troublemaker. But yet, why is it what I just showed y'all? This used to be a project. Look here. They got meters over here. They said people be parking over here in Cabrini Green that don't even live here. You see what I'm saying? But yet, when you go on the only side of these projects, row houses that you can park on, if you don't live over there and get and parking and don't have a ticket, you're gonna get. Look at this. They don't care on this side of the street. You know why? Because they want to make it, black folks, you got to wake up. This is what they want to make y'all look like. And then they have the audacity to have black children's over here working in the gardens. You see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna have that over there. But one thing about it that I done seen, certain black folks, when you put them into politicians, when you put them into certain positions, they don't care no more. You see what I'm saying? They don't care no more. This building here used to be a housing project. It was called 412 West Chicago Avenue. 412 West Chicago Avenue, housing projects. Now, I give it to Mooney Bible Institute, which is down the street here on Chicago Avenue near LaSalle. I give it to them. They used to come over here and take us places, Bible study. They used to do a lot of stuff for us. Now, this building here, I want to show you. I think it's connected with the Secretary of State. I don't know what this is here, y'all. I guess it's plants. But I just want to give y'all a good look at this here. This used to be a housing project, y'all. We finna see what the name of it is. It's named after the present black state Secretary of State. Some people don't like you showing stuff like this here. I don't know if these weeds or not, but if you can get a good look at it, it's called the Jesse White Community Center Field House. The Jesse White Community Center Field House. I showed y'all back in the what the other projects was, what a field house was for us. But I don't know if very many black people comes into here. I just want to show you. This here remind me almost in Charleston, Missouri, of the thing that they call Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center. That's located, I believe, at 601 Marshall Street in Charleston, Missouri. Once upon a time, it used to be a whole bunch of blacks that go there. Now that they done fixed it up, 90% of the children that go there is white, and they teach them first responder and everything. You see what I'm saying? But when black folks was going there, what they do is they give them free lunches, like the blacks doing now. But I just want to show y'all what used to be, this would be River North, but back on the other side, it would be Cabrini Green. But this is the Jesse White Community Center Field House. I might try to see if me and my daughters and them can go in here tomorrow. Most likely, I doubt if we can. Well, one of my daughters may, well, two of my daughters, because they real light-skinned. I hope don't nobody get offended, because I'm not racist, I'm not prejudiced, I'm just keeping it 100% real. You see what I'm saying? If the politicians care enough to tear down the Cabrini Green housing projects and build this building and name it after the Secretary of State, the Secretary of State that is named after, real familiar with the Cabrini Green, because he have tumbling people that tumbles for him, that been to Washington, D.C., even been down there to Charleston, Missouri. But a lot of people don't want to hear that. Do y'all think Barack Obama and Michelle Obama care about what's this little bitty part that all of them can put together, rebuild this here and let some people live in here that wants to live in there? You see what I'm saying? Do you think that they can, the Obamas went from High Park, after we voted them in, from High Park to Martha Vineyard in Massachusetts in a 17-point-something million house. But, I guess they earned it. But let's get back to here, y'all. Just want you to take a look. You see, once upon a time, this is what we used to do. We ride around on bikes, you know what I mean? But we shooting and killing each other. But one thing about white folks, they don't worry about it, because they know that they can come over and be safe. I'm trying to wake up somebody. You see what I'm saying? You got Juneteenth. You see what I'm saying? You can get many other things, but as long as blacks are studied killing blacks, long as the black politicians and those that's in positions don't care about something like this, this is just a little part that I'm showing y'all, but it's a lot more in other places. You get away from here, anywhere up out of these fences, you ain't gonna see this other stuff. I'm gonna go a few more places, y'all, while y'all celebrating Juneteenth. I'm gonna go on and try to, awaken up somebody to see Juneteenth and anything else ain't gonna make no difference as long as we killing each other. Peace, peace still.